Happy Sunday, folks. It is Angel Citadel back with another episode of Numenera. We're playing Slaves of the Machine God, a published campaign from Monte Cook Games. My name is Josh Wallace. I am your storyteller, your game master, your all around crazy maker guy, person. Yeah, that works. And it's time to get crazy again. This has been kind of a fun campaign so far. We're 8 sessions in. For those of you that haven't checked us out, you can go to our YouTube channel and just look up Angel Citadel. We have all the past episodes there, and thank you for joining us. Let me get our cast introduced to you again and what they're playing, and then we will have our regularly scheduled recap. I feel like that needs a cooler name because it's really cool. Those of you that haven't heard me say it before, I'll say it again. I'll probably say it another 1,000 times. I love when people take notes in my games. It's fantastic, and I have such a wonderful note taker now. It's been years and years and years and years since I've had anybody that takes notes like this. So anyway, you'll listen to her for a little bit. We appreciate the heck out of her. So anyway, let's get started. Quartz, why don't we start with you today?
Hello. Hi, I am Quartz Crush in the Discord, and I play Thalo Sarah Luna, a mystical nano who crafts illusions.
And is aspiring to be the world's greatest show person. And doing a dang good job of it, actually.
To everybody's surprise, including her own.
Joanne.
I am Joanne Wallace, the other half of Angel Citadel, and I am playing Chips Are Done, a serene Wright who has a third hand.
3 hands. Hannah?
I'm Hannah. I'm Game Snack on the Discord and the Twitch, and I am playing Andabel, a civic archist who works miracles.
And Rusty.
I'm Rusty, Rusty T Robot in the chat, and Rusty the Robot in the Discord server. I am playing Duran the Fist Monsieur, who is an intimidating glaive who needs no weapons, and also apparently has a hair trigger.
Apparently.
And poor depth perception.
And poor depth perception, and makes incredibly lifelike automaton illusions when somebody else makes them.
And also has a thrice broken nose.
A thrice broken nose. For those of you that didn't catch it, everybody's talking about their handles on Discord. Come join us on the Discord. You can check that out. AngelCitadel.com has a link to it. We'd love to have you come talk to us about gaming and really anything else cool and geeky. And with that said, let's go ahead and find out what happened last time on Slaves of the Machine God.
Oh boy. So, we re-resumed at the Arm, but with additional storage capacity, having now acquired a wagon train to cart back the vast amounts of usable salvage that Chips the Right was digging up and Andabel couldn't identify to save her life. After reminding Fisto again that he should not break his nose on mystery objects in the dark, which derailed the campaign for 15 minutes while he argued that it's not his fault he keeps walking into dark rooms and running face first into things, Chips opened the door!
Dun, dun, dun.
Very exciting.
Nice
Made a lot of progress on this particular episode. So we went down a very narrow little passageway through the Arm's inner parts, so small that Fisto was basically just touching the walls on all sides.
Build her wall, baby.
So dex rolls weren't a thing. Chips
He
uses
absolutely has not been gaining weight. It's all just muscle mass. Wink, wink,
Sure.
nod, nod.
Sure, absolutely, definitely. Aren't you made of metal?
Yeah, muscle mass, and cybernetics. That's what it is.
Okay.
Hey,
That's
he's
where
an
we're
old
going
man,
with.
he's an old man,
Okay.
but he's in great shape.
So Chip used inspector mode to find loot, and found copious amounts of it. Press Q to activate inspector mode. And Chip spent so long on that, that the rest of the party and also Chip's little helper robot got bored and started doing musical numbers. Which prompted the GM to intrude for some reason.
Forgot we had a dance party.
So a giant...
Random dancing.
Now there's a throwback.
Yes, in case
So-
you didn't know, we're old.
I haven't even thought about the Amanda show in a long time.
That also on iCarly.
That originated on iCarly.
But
Yeah.
they kept it for the other skits. It was a very popular segment.
It was like
for some
you're right. It
reason.
was like Carly, not the Amanda show.
Well, there weren't
Sorry,
dancing
folks,
lobsters.
didn't mean
oh my
to
God.
divert there, but random.
This is why we keep getting so much done.
Eh,
Find
So
some
then a
friends,
giant robot came around the corner, whistling at us.
Rawr.
Fisto attempted to communicate, which did not go very well. Annabelle used understanding, which went significantly better, which made the situation significantly worse. Because the robot was mad. Unfortunately, it could only communicate this via whistles, but I don't guess that's the robot's fault. So Philo, sensibly and ideally placed, retreated back into a larger area so that she would not immediately be crushed by something. Fisto was stuck in the hallway for a little bit, which was a little stressful for him, I imagine. And Chips refused to pay any attention to the fact that there was a giant robot bearing down on us, so Annabelle just picked up Chips and ran. Fortunately, she's smallish. Because I'm not very strong. So then we had a thrilling, I guess, fight with the Whistler. Chip stole its weapon, and then her hand scampered off with it. Don't ask how that works physically. But Chip observed that the Whistler robot bore a curious resemblance to our good friend Radius, who is also a giant robot, but much chiller. And with a much better vocabulary. So Philo, prompted by this observation, decided she was going to make an illusion of Radius to try and sway the savage beast, but flubbed the roll and made a sort of Radius Fisto crossover creature. Which made the robot whistle in confusion for a few minutes and then punch Fisto like he owed him money.
Yeah.
What's an accident? Annabelle used Babel and via an very exciting roll managed to turn off the robot by whistling at it. I don't think I could do that again if my life depended on it. So Chips did a little investigating of the Whistlebot, and she thinks she can make it be our friend now. And she's the right, so we're just gonna do what she says. So Fisto dragged Chip's massive pile of loot and also a giant robot and also the giant robot's giant weapon out to the car. So we follow the path where Whistlerbot came from, where Chips locates a locked door and immediately goes full cat burglar, and because Joanne cannot physically roll below a 15, she got the door open. Which led us to 2 more Whistlerbots. They were turned off, but not for long. Chips disconnected one of them from its power supply, thereby rendering it inert and aggravating the other one, causing it to lunge at us, at which point Annabelle managed to convince the DM she could whistle this one to sleep too, which was also something I don't think I could do twice. So then Fisto carried 2 more giant robots and their giant robot weapons out to the car. Chips and Philo loot the room. It is so much stuff. I think the list may still be floating around someplace. It was a lot of stuff. All of it's very sci-fi.
Bunch
Very
of bits and bobs
exciting.
and shins and things.
It's all very shiny. Don't know what any of it's for. So we went down another hall, and there was a thing on the ceiling. And while the rest of us were arguing about, I don't even remember, Chips just gave up on all of us and whipped out her Spider-Man gloves and just skittered up the wall because nothing was keeping her from the loot.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a Spider-Man can.
At this point, we stopped for lunch because it's lunchtime. All of this happened between 9 and 12 in the morning. And to discuss Fisto's employment situation now that he is experiencing sexual harassment but doesn't have an HR to report anything to. And also, I'm pretty sure his taxes are all fucked up now. He doesn't get benefits either.
Not even dental.
Oh,
Not
yeah,
even
no,
dental.
no. Anytime he's gonna get his nose fixed, that's out of pocket.
Stop running into stuff! Back to you.
Okay. So, I am going to offer the group an option. So we can continue in this facility and collect more stuff. There is a lot of stuff to collect. Or we can just say that you guys spend the time and collect the stuff, and we can head back to Amber Keep. What would you like to do?
Since you're presenting this option, I assume this means we aren't going to find a bunch of thrilling robot fights or exciting traps or other
Big
things
plot things.
lounging about in the robot arm, and instead it's just basically a Radio Shack at this point.
I am not going to say whether or not you could or could not have those combat encounters or trapped encounters or no.
Because I feel like
Get
if
back.
we have
Oh,
her
hush.
actually roll dice to find things, she's just going to sit there and keep saying numbers that are above 15, and you're going to keep giving her just text blocks. And that's going to be like a solid 30 minutes right there.
Well, I just rolled 4 nat 20s in a row, so
I swear to God, she's some kind of witch.
I don't understand it. And the goofy stuff is, like, I don't have to look and watch her do this. I've done that. And she does it while I'm watching. And it's like, I know the dice aren't rigged because I bought them.
Pull them under
Are
a
you
She
sure-
uses a tower.
Are you sure you didn't accidentally buy her loaded dice?
No, I'm positive.
She owns like 100 different colors of dice, and it works for all of them.
Well, what I'm
There are all
hoping
kinds
is
of
Mighty Dice
materials and things carved
I'm hoping
on
Mighty
them,
Dice
and
Tower here can give you some good rolls finally. So
There you go.
she sold her soul or something. I don't know.
He's attuned to them.
You know, that might be. I didn't realize that Dice Witch was a class that you could take in real life, but it might be. So yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. If you guys want to chance encounters or traps or something like that, we can do that, or we can just fast forward. That's up to you.
I mean, where's the fun if we don't do the traps and encounters?
Okay, Rusty, Quartz, Hannah, Joanne.
I've already said we might as well fast travel and move on to taking the loot. The
I'm okay with yeah.
loots and going back to the city.
Yeah, I'm okay with yada yadaing the big loot get.
Right.
And then we drove back to town with wagons in tow, heaped to bursting with stuff. Like one of those Indian dudes with the motorcycle and he's got like 14 mattresses on top of it somehow. I don't know how it works, but it's going.
Gigantic ratchet straps. Like the picture of the camel on at the beginning of Aladdin with Robin Williams and his goods just going back and forth as it walks like it's going to tip and it never does. So yes, Visso is going to be extremely thrilled with you when you get back. They will probably see you several miles off.
Well, I should hope so.
You may now have the tallest building in Amber Keep with your wagon or whatever.
Santa's sleigh came
Wagon.
back to Amber Keep.
Plural.
Wagon.
Remember, I brought two.
They're probably equally stacked. So yeah, you've got the twin wagons of New Amber Keep or whatever. So yeah, we'll deal with the salvage later. That actually is the end of this particular adventure. So all of you can take an advancement. And we will move on.
I think that actually tears me up, so I'll have to make
Yes,
sure I do
that
that for
tears
next
us all
time.
up.
Oh, I mean, shit, that means that I forgot to pop an advancement on at one other point.
Yes, at this point in time, everyone should have their fourth advancement.
Yep, so that's going to be another skill I need to figure out later.
Yep.
And that brings us all up to tier 2, which is wonderful.
Neato.
And I will
Have
make
it.
a note because I'm going to have to go back and figure out what I want to do.
So you get back, and there are a bunch of buildings now. Lots of huts and homes and things like that. It still looks like crap because we're cobbling it together with scraps and things, but they're absolutely purposeful buildings.
And
Gone
Fox
are
has painted brightly colored flowers and nonsense all over every available surface, so it looks pretty too.
yes, it does look pretty too. Remind me, did you guys bring the blue tongues back with you or no?
Yes.
Okay.
They were supposed to be coming with us. And they're all carrying a bunch of salvage.
So our wagon train is somewhat longer than initially described. Because we've got their entire little blue-gray village with us.
Yes.
Also, do they like an actual name, or should we just keep calling them Blue Tongue? Because I feel like we're probably committing a hate crime.
Well,
Is that what they're
You
called in
are-
their language?
that's what your groups have called them, just because that's how they look. But if you would like to come up with a name for them, you're more than welcome.
Well, I don't have anything, so if they're comfortable with that, then I guess that's what we're doing.
All right. You head back to Amber Keep. You've got another 30 people or so in the keep now, and more supplies than Visso has ever seen in one place in her life.
And I look like a grimy little gremlin, completely coated in machine oil, and I've got bits of parts sticking out of my hair because, yeah. Mechanic.
Radius, on seeing the androids that you brought back with you, immediately sets to helping you activate them in a peaceful way. It takes a good 5 days for both of you to reprogram the three automatons, but you get it done. And now you have three basically tireless guards wandering around the perimeter of the village, making sure that you are all safe, along with all the other guards that are doing so as well. And the two turrets.
I will give Radius a big hug for helping me.
Do you have anything with positive interaction?
Nope.
Okay, do me a favor and make an intellect check.
19.
Okay. So you go and you give Radius a hug. What are you doing? Are you just like come down, or are you doing uppies or
I'm doing uppies.
uppies? Okay. So he picks you up because he's like twice your size, maybe 2.5 times your size, and looks at you, and you kind of manage to weasel your way around to give him a hug, and it takes him a good 30 seconds before he finally gently gives you a hug back and pats you on the head.
We did it!
Good work, little one. Friendships. And then he sets you down, and he's got this weird look on his face. One you've never seen before.
I'm gonna go take a bath now. And I will head to a spot where I can, like, get cleaned up.
Okay.
Which she has not done at all for the entire week, just so we're clear. She stayed as grimy as she was the whole week.
Well, I'm pretty sure that her hands and her face got cleaned on a regular, because if they didn't, Annabelle would glare at her.
I
So
would
she would
like for
wash
you
her
to
hands.
sleep or consume regular food, please, sweetheart, before you die of exhaustion from staying awake for a week, working 24 hours a day on these robots. The robots
took a nap.
will wait.
I did take a nap because you made me.
I don't know if it counts if we have to tie you down for it.
All right. So, the four of you, do you have any long-term actions you want to do while you're at the keep?
So by this point, we've built up sort of a smallish herd of Anine and other lizard plus other creature draft animals of sorts. Yeah.
You've got some Anine, you've got a
I think
couple
all
of
of them have
Galen,
in their name.
and it's not a ton, but every time that Ian has sent a caravan to help, if that caravan has contained more crew, more amber gleaners, more people that are going to stay there, the pack animals and the wagons stay there as well. There have been a few that have come and gone, but you've got probably half a dozen of each at this point, and then wagons to match.
Sorry. I want to make sure that the livestock have suitable comfort and care taken of them, as in the event of an emergency and us needing to evacuate, I need them to be in top form, because we cannot outrun most anything as a category.
Okay.
Chips is 3 feet tall, and I'm me.
Fair. So I'm assuming what we're talking about is making some sort of stabling area for the animals. Probably outside of the city walls or the keep walls. So then, yeah, we can have you do that. Vissel will help you with that. That's not something you need any particular plans for that they don't already have. They'll just help build a fairly large structure. And between the resources that have come from Ian, the ones that you collected from the giant arm, and stuff that they've found around the area, you can build one of those in 3-4 weeks. That's no problem.
I think Goran's finally going to get around to finally building Thalo her own little, small little amphitheater, at least at starting the process of planning that out and all that.
Okay. You are going to build it?
He's going to be getting help, obviously. He's not doing it all himself.
If you want to try and build it, go for it, man. That's one of the cool things about Cypher is you can really do whatever you want.
Yes, and he's going to try to pick up carpenting while he's at it. So,
okay. Is that going to be the skill advancement that you're taking?
That would be, yes.
Awesome. Okay, so pick up carpentry, and we'll say that you spend a bunch of time studying with Visso and Chips probably more Visso than Chips. Chips is kind of keyed in on Numenera and advanced constructs, but Visso will help um, teach you carpentry as you become trained in carpentry, and you put together a small stage. It's nothing big because the keep isn't that big, but it is large enough for her to do her act on it, and in a spot where, well, the whole keep couldn't be there because there's 97 people now. You could probably get 30 or 40 at once sitting on the ground, maybe bringing some rudimentary chairs or something like that, and do some morale boosting show. So yeah, I like that idea. That probably takes you a good. You're probably working on that for 6 or 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Phalo.
Well, obviously, she is supervising the stage project, even though they're doing all the work, and she's just like, well, that should go over there, and this should go over here. But when she's not supervising them, she also, like, works on, like, making some, like, backdrop type things, like, even if it's just, like, painting on something, or like, finding a big, colorful piece of fabric, or something like that. To make it like extra pretty, and of course she continues beautification of the keep, painting random buildings and rocks and stuff, just to make everything more glamorous, a better place to live.
So there aren't a whole lot of natural resources right close, but if you fan out for 3-4 hours or something, heading back towards Ian, you start seeing more flowered vegetation and things like that you can collect and turn into pigments that you can use to paint and such. So if that's something that you want to do, then I would say that what's her name? Kadri will task a couple of people to go with you and make sure you're safe and help you collect and come back, because quite frankly morale is important too. So
Yeah, she'll absolutely like dedicate time to. Well, absolutely, we must have this exact shade of orange. I saw a flower that was that color, and if we don't have it, it just won't look right.
and she'll smile and nod, and when you're gone she'll roll her eyes, but it's something she'll let you do.
It keeps working somehow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't understand how, but it does.
If there's one thing Phalo's good at, it's boosting morale. So,
and chips. That's going to take you maybe a couple of weeks, is all. But it's scattered throughout the build of your amphitheater, right? So because it takes him 8 weeks, it takes you 8 weeks. But the actual collection, the making the pigments, and the painting on things when he's done with them does not actually take you 8 weeks. Chips.
You mean outside of getting the robots repaired?
Yes, that takes you about a week.
I'm just going to be helping build buildings and build stuff for the place. I'll
Okay.
help build like another mud roller to help flatten the land around, expand it, build some turrets.
Okay. Go ahead. we're gonna do the salvage separately of the machine arm. So let's think about what kind of improvements you want to make to the community, and we can do that out of game.
Okay.
Couple of months pass, and you've quashed a mudbird memory stealing spree, and um, you've met some really strange uh, creatures and made friends with them or fisted them or whatever. Um, Built some robots. You've built up a good chunk of Amber Keep. There's a lot of people there now, and the hustle and the bustle of Amber Keep keeps getting bigger. Um, there's there's a camaraderie that the people there seem to have picked up from the four of you, and obviously with Kadri and Vissos and Zoyans and Gen's help. But there's a lot of activity, and people don't tend to sit down for long. There's too much to do, and the excitement level is high. And so it takes you a while to notice. But one day, you realize that you haven't seen Radius in quite a while. At least a week.
Hey, when do y'all think the last time any of you saw Radius was? I ain't seen him in a minute. Chips, did you send him off to do something?
No, I wouldn't do that without permission first.
Good girl.
I have not seen him at all recently. It's
Hmm.
been a while. I've been too focused on any gestures at the stage behind him.
And it is a marvel of engineering theatricality. When was the last time anybody did see him? Where was he? I ain't seen him in ages. Because I've been outside working with the livestock. Hey, Mayor, whose name I definitely don't forget every time she introduces herself to me. Do you know where Radius is?
So that would be Kadri.
Whose name I will immediately forget.
Go ahead and give me a interaction roll. So this is just a conversation between you and her. You're not trying to persuade her to help or anything like that. You're trying to jog her memory because she's a busy person. Go ahead, and if you let's see, this is going to be an intellect task. So if you have anything that might help you with jogging someone's memory or um, getting them to think in a particular way, that
I
would
actually have Gossip Hunter as a skill, so I can find out about current events and secrets and things in the community where I live. It only works at Amber Keep, but
I like it. So we're going to start at a 4, and that's going to take it down to a 3.
Okay.
You can use effort if you'd like to take it down to a 2. That's intellect effort. So remember, subtract out your edge if you have some.
Okay. So we will add the effort to that. And then I will roll a 14.
Beautiful. She kind of thinks about it for a second, and her eyes go distant, and then they widen. She says, I did see Radius walking around with someone in a red hood and robes a few days ago. Was it 2? No, 3 days ago, maybe. I didn't really think anything of it, other than that the hooded stranger seemed upset about something. She was gesturing dramatically, almost, and she looks around, almost like Thalo does on her shows, as if she was trying to maybe convince him of something or argue with. I don't know. It was too far away for me to hear, and I never did figure out who was in the hood.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was 3 or 4 days ago. I think that makes you the most recent person to have seen him so far. I am discomforted by the notion that someone may have been doing a magics at him. I don't even know if magics for minds would work in a robot. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Kadri, whose name I will now immediately forget. I've written it down a dozen times. I cannot remember this woman's name.
All right. So, had you remember somebody you could? What do you guys want to do? How else do you want to try and investigate this, or do you care?
Presumably, Amber Keep has some thematically appropriate tavern equivalent, which may just be a barrel with liquor bottles on it, but a gathering place.
There is something of a pavilion. It's close to the center of town, close to the pylon. There is a modest sized fire pit that they light at night to light the town. They're still kind of working on localized lighting, but there's the fire pit, and people gather around it and drink or eat or converse. Day, night, it really doesn't matter. Although late at night, people are usually sleeping.
All right. Well, in that case, to the picnic tables around the fire pit.
Okay.
I
That's
think
where the
that
gossip's going to hide.
while she's doing the people thing, I'm gonna go talk to the Whistlers and see if Radius mentioned something to them about going somewhere.
Okay. You have as you. I'm gonna say that as you have repaired those whistling drones, while you are not able to cause them to communicate in truth or anything like that, what you did do is install a screen kind of in the center of their chest that gives some very rudimentary translations, I guess would
I'm
be a
sorry.
good way to put it.
I'm sorry, are you telling us that Chipper made them giant warrior robots communicate in emojis?
Yes.
I was thinking more Teletubbies.
Partly emojis and partly very, very simple words.
So we're not
Or-
looking at like
or
Teletubby
I
TV
could lead them to the
Teletubbies.
language translator.
You could do that too. You ask them, and they tell you that the last they saw of him was in his home. He has a small one-room hut, cabin-ish thing. Actually, against one wall of the outer wall, one section of the outer wall.
So I'm assuming that when we ask the question, I either take them to the translator or I get a series of emojis on their chest of radius, house, question mark.
And I figure it's not even just emojis, right? It's single words, but asking them to put together prose or a sentence is not going to happen. Like
So it's more
translating
of a
that.
flashcard situation.
Yes.
They've got the
Flashcard
radius.
words would be, yeah. Mhm.
house. Question mark?
Heck, we will let Annabelle talk to people. Because I'm helpful like that.
I mean, Doran's probably going to be joining Annabelle in the whole talking to people thing.
Okay. So you head to the city keep center and start asking around. What specifically are you asking about?
When was the last time anybody saw Radius? And has anybody noticed a lady running around in a red hood type situation? Maybe gesticulating wildly while speaking?
Okay, are you both asking that?
I mean, Doran's probably going to be asking something along the lines of, if anybody knows of where Radius's last known whereabouts were.
I feel like one of the NPCs will be pointing at Quince's character.
What?
You mean her?
Pointing at
She's too
Phalo.
pink. But good try.
Pink, red, they're the same color.
No,
Oh, Chippy.
Blue.
well, actually, Thalo's whole ensemble is purple.
It was, yeah. Her hair is blue, but most of her outfit is like purple wizard stars on like cape and hat. Anywho.
Rusty.
Yeah.
Duran needs to make a intellect check, difficulty 4, unless you have something that's going to ease getting gossip or something like that.
I don't know if I can intimidate my way out of this one.
You're not going to.
Please do not.
However,
I mean, if you really want to intimidate the people in Amber Keep,
no, I am not going. Now, that's why I said I can't intimidate myself out of this one. I'm not going to. I am, however, going to throw an effort at it.
Okay. Annabelle, you are going to make the same check. However, you're trained in the gossip gathering, and your task is eased because you're mentioning a stranger in red hood and robes. So you start at 2.
So you said what's my target?
You are starting at a 4. If you throw effort at it, you're going to be at a 3.
Well, I mean, that's fine. I got 15.
I got a 6.
Wow. All right, you both get it. Barely. You both ask around and eventually find your way around to Visso. And she is taking a break from building buildings, lots of them. She's sweaty. She's got sawdust clinging to her clothes, and they're very obviously darker from being wet. She's been working hard, but she says, there was a woman in a red robe came into my workshop a week or so ago, a little over maybe. I sold her my old box of light tools for a few shins, just making conversation, and asked if she was looking to settle down here. She laughed at me. Said no, but she volunteered that she wanted to do some salvaging and wondered if I knew any place that no one in town already had claims on. She didn't want to step on anybody's toes. Maybe even a place that most people would prefer to avoid. I mentioned the Calpus, but of course warned her that she'd probably steer clear. Oh, and this was interesting. She had a funny tattoo of like a machine wheel across her entire face.
You're seeing a tattoo across the entire face.
Yeah,
So was
looked
sort of.
looked like it was gears and such.
Do you happen to? I'm aware this is an all question before I ask it. I'm just gonna ask. Do you happen to remember what color the tattoo was?
I think it was just black.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
If you see her again, I would like you to bring that up. Because I'm not 100% sure, but the last person I saw with that tattoo got brutally murderated for really good reason. So let's try to avoid any further murderating if possible.
Huh. You say you've seen someone else with that tattoo?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny
Mixed
that it
up.
happened twice, ain't it?
It is, because it just big old thing right on the face. Most people would at least make it small, but no, that the one I'm thinking of was involved with that memory stealing business a few months back. Oh, you weren't in town then, were you? They were.
No, but I heard about
There was a whole thing with memories getting stolen, and it was a whole ordeal.
Radius was one of the people got his memories stolen.
Oh my. You don't think that she stole his memory and did it here?
I'm gonna
I
cross my
don't think
fingers.
anybody would be that. I don't think anybody would be that stupid to do it right here.
Oh, you would be surprised how stupid people can be. I'm gonna look on the bright side and hope that she did not come here for revengeful reasons, and instead this is merely a curious coincidence. But just in case, sound off if you see her again, because I hate to say it, but until we're sure, she may be super duper dangerous. So be careful, alright?
Will do. Thank you.
Alright, and where did you tell her was maybe a good spot for salvage?
The Calpus.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So,
You never heard of it? It's here local. It's probably half hour or so beyond town. And
Mm-hmm.
he kind of gestures off to the northwest, or excuse me, the northeast.
So assume this would be something that would be common knowledge then, rather than something the rights all think is a normal thing and nobody else has any idea what the hell they're talking about.
You probably would be able to find others that have heard of it, but you're guessing that only Gend and Visso and maybe Chips, but probably not, have actually heard of this place and looked at it as this is a prior world thing and interesting, if that makes sense.
So it's actually somewhat esoteric knowledge. Alright. You warned her off. Why precisely should she not go there? Is there something, are there monsters, or?
I don't really know, but most people that go there don't come back, and I don't reckon I know very many, well, any really people that have gone there and gone in and come back.
Fisto? We gonna have to do the thing. Oil up your fisting arm.
Should we tell the other two, or is this just an us thing?
Fisto, are you really suggesting that I am all the backup you would need in a fight?
Yeah, no, that was a stupid question. No, because if anybody's going to be the backup, it's Stale. So.
Yeah, no, she can cast magic and stuff.
But at the
There's
same
a
time,
reason
we need your talkie skills, and we need Chip's brain.
Oh, I'm for sure going, and Chips is probably going to be the only one who understands anything we're looking at, so...
Exactly.
Yep. Get the band back together. We're going on a hike.
Right. Will do.
I'm gonna raid Radius's house.
Chipper, are you being impolite again?
Okay.
Define politeness.
Are we taking things that aren't ours and invading people's privacy?
No, I'm knocking on Radius's door and seeing if he's there, and if he doesn't answer, then I'm going to intrude to make sure he's okay.
You knock on the door and he does not answer.
A wellness check is not a good reason for pilfering.
I haven't taken anything yet.
I'm watching you. And
I
those sticky
will.
little spider
That's
fingers.
the person that is not actually there watching her.
You let Chip all alone. Yeah,
This is the voice of Annabelle.
Is the door locked?
The door is not locked.
Okay, I'm gonna ease it open. Go, Radius, buddy, pal.
Okay. As I mentioned, this is a one-room kind of hut cottage thing. You open the door and immediately notice that several things. Number one, Radius is not there. Number two, the room is in complete disarray, like someone got in a scuffle. There's a shelf knocked over, there's a table knocked over, there's a box of light tools scattered across the floor. Are you going to go rummaging?
Yeah, I'm gonna look to see if he left a note anywhere.
Okay. As you rummage, you find a couple of things. Let me give you the things. Hang on a second here. Chips.
Are done.
Ding, chips are done. Ding, chips are done.
Okay. You get a small plastic bottle that looks like it contains some sort of spray. Um, this is in your inventory now too. So you also find a small mirrored cube that shows, as you look at it, it shows your face as if you were an automaton. And third, you find a small journal. It appears to have been begun only recently, and it seems to be something of a dream diary. The initial entries describe how Radius is amazed that it's begun to dream, because it couldn't ever remember having them before. Later entries recount the exact same dream of a haunted hollow filled with thousands of creatures that all seem to be another version of Radius. And most of these entries end with, what does it mean?
Do I find any notes about him meeting the lady in the red cloak?
You do not.
I will tuck the journal into my backpack for safekeeping and take a look around to see if I see any tracks leading out, like back and over the wall or anything.
You also do not.
Then I will go hunt down Annabelle.
You creep through the amber keep, a small rock in your hand as you peer around corners looking for Annabelle. And eventually you get to the fire pit at the center of the keep, where Annabelle and Fisto are talking to random people. You overhear them asking about some woman in a red cloak, and you have a perfect shot to hurl a rock at your quarry. Or, go talk to her, whatever.
I will creep over and sprinkle, and I will
Fisto
creep
Chips is
over.
doing something. I don't see her, but she's doing something. I just know it.
The hairs on the back of your neck
I
are
can
so
feel.
straight.
I can feel a presence.
I will creep
Symbol
over
for
to
her.
Annabelle. Once I get behind her, I'm gonna sneak up and I'm gonna wrap my arms around her legs and go, "Surprise! I got you!"
Hello there.
Come with me.
That will be difficult, as you have tackled me to the ground now. But
I
okay.
didn't tackle you yet.
Well, I'm on the ground, so.
Fisto, why did you put her on the ground?
You were the one that knocked her to the ground!
I did not. I was hugging her.
You jumped at her and knocked her to the ground.
I was giving her an ambush hug.
She's gonna
Yeah.
get shot in the face one of these days.
Radius always laughs when I do that to him.
Radius is a robot.
Radius is a robot who is a lot
Robots have-
sturdier than Annabelle is.
Feelings about things. Also, he weighs like 750 pounds or so. I don't think you could knock him over.
Exactly.
I went to his house. He was not there.
Well, the thing is, we might have some information, potentially.
Are we gonna go find him? I think we should go find him.
That is a plan.
Chipper, I got some questions.
I have some answers.
Tippity top, do you know what the calipers are / where they are?
Does Chips know what she's talking about?
Over the course of your time here at the Amber Keep, you will have heard Visso talk a little bit about the Calpus. And
Well,
that
since she asked about calipers, I'm going to reach into my pocket and pull out a set of calipers. These are calipers.
Okay, I'm not actually sure that that's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. I do not actually know.
I also
Do you think
don't know.
Radius could fit in that?
Are you talking about Calypso?
The space pirate? I don't think so. Or is that the lady with the fruit basket hat?
Yes. Maybe Calipus?
Maybe it's supposed to be some kind of squirrely, bright scavenging location.
a disembodied voice says, Calpus. You are looking for the Calpus. Kalpis. Calpus.
Yeah, that's what I said, Calpers.
And then it fades away like it's on the wind or something.
I'm familiar
Well,
with
thank you for
Calipus.
spelling it, but I said it's still a calipers. I don't know why you're doing that. Anyway,
Ayla looks up
I know where
from
Calipus
messing with
is.
some
I've always
flowers.
wanted to go there.
Ayla looks up from like messing with some bioluminescent flower or something. We don't have any cows here. What?
Not
we should get some though. We should get some. Anyway,
we could use a bit of milk.
I think that would really elevate the standard of living around here. But somewhat more urgently timed. Chipper, do you remember when we went to go see those mudbirds about that memory snatching device?
Mm-hmm.
How well do you remember the
You have in your
tattoo
pocket.
on that lady's face?
It was really big. It was all over her face and around her eye, and it looked like a big gear.
Okay.
I want one.
I'm going to strongly recommend not doing that, as it is apparently some sort of cult thing or something. I don't know yet, but let's not be aligning ourselves with mysterious forces because we let somebody give us a tattoo in a language we don't speak. Okay?
Yeah, I would rather you not have
How do you know I don't speak the language? I might speak that language.
Do you speak gear?
I do speak gear and math.
I walked right into that one.
You did. You
Face first. I walked right into that.
100% walked into that.
I pulled a full fisto there, just bonk right into it.
Yep, no, 100% you did.
Okay. I'm gonna wait a minute, because otherwise I'm gonna kill the DM.
I pulled a full fisto that's fantastic.
Yeah, I love how Fist is now a state of being.
Yes, you've been reduced to a state of being.
That's okay. I made you a thing.
I know I shouldn't be getting sidetracked, but Chipper, what'd you make for Fisto?
Not for Vista, for you.
Oh, for me? What? Well, I appreciate in advance, but
It's so you can move faster.
oh, that is probably a good call. I'm not swift, which I know leaves me in the way sometimes when y'all are fighting things.
Right, but at the same time, if you're in the way, I would just move you out of the way and take whatever hit is coming your way. So That's
And
what's going to happen. That's my
I
job here. For all
appreciate
three of
that
you.
about you as a person and as a professional, but if I can limit the amount of damage that you have to take to the face region, I feel like I should.
And upon hearing that, Doran just kind of slowly looks over at Thalo.
I mean, I'm pretty
What?
sure that if your robot arms get busted, then Chipper can fix them. But I don't think we can fix your face so good. That might be permanent. That would be awful.
Right, right. The thing is, it would help if, you know, I could afford to get my face fixed.
I could
Yeah,
make it look like your face is fixed for a little while.
Okay,
Thalo,
it's been 2 months, Philo. Is he telling me that you have still not fixed the insurance? After 2 months? You are his employer! You have responsibilities!
Isn't she so cute when she gets all riled up? Like a ferocious little rabbit.
the thing is, I'm not too worried. Thalo can't afford to pay me insurance.
I'm not exactly charging an entrance fee to the shows these days.
No,
So-
you do seem to have begun a more of a rambling troubadour sort of thing going on there.
While they're distracted, Chips is going to start packing and getting stuff ready on the mud roller and getting a wagon together. Because if we're going to Calpus, she's bringing a wagon to bring back salvage.
All right.
Okay, anyway, I was asking about it because Visso said she saw a lady in a red hood cape sort of situation who had that big old face tattoo, just like that other lady. And she was messing with Radius, which, sorry about that, which does me a bit of a concern, is all. I'm pretty sure Chipper still has the memory stealing glove.
I have no idea what
Amy.
you're talking about.
Chipper, that had better be you fucking with me and not you saying you lost it someplace.
No, it's in my bag.
Okay. That gave me a heart attack.
Did I deny the existence of it anytime we're in a public place? And Chips is gonna look around at the fact that we're like by the bar.
Hey, everybody! Chipper's got weird gloves. Of
Well, we all knew
various
that.
kinds. So many weird gloves. And also one that just looks kind of like a turkey, like a Thanksgiving turkey. I don't know what that was about. But weird gloves. So many of them Chipper has. Alright, you've been outed. It's over now. Everybody knows you wear weird gloves.
Well, they already knew that. It's the other part that what the weird gloves do that some people might get upset about.
Which is why I was just going to ask this and move on, but you had to be weird about it.
Okay, 9 times out of 10, though, she's always being weird about something.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Fair. That is accurate. But whenever she does something weird that makes me about shit
Right.
myself, I feel the need to confirm facts. Because if that particular mysterious piece of history winds up in the wrong hands again, we will be in for not merely a world of hurt, but a full multiverse of hurt on a galactic scale. So much hurt. That is not a thing we can afford to lose positive control over.
Chips, completely ignoring Annabelle, is going to be digging around in her bag for several minutes, and then she's going to whip out a book. Aha! I knew I had it in here. This book was with her, too.
Oh, right. You and all 15 of your sticky fingers. Well, DM, what is the book I am now holding?
You are holding the journal of the fourth prophet of the machine god that you also found on the dead lady.
I'm pretty sure you gave us the text for that somewhere.
Did, but I can read it again if you'd like, or I can have Chip read it for you. Actually, I like that better.
Why you gotta do me that way?
Because it's funny to make you do it in a silly voice.
That journal was written by the fourth prophet of the machine god. They talk about the memory collector artifact, which I think is my toy, is a relic of the machine god that was given to the prophet so that she might question machines across the steadfast and beyond, looking for something of great importance that the machine god wants, which she calls the divine key. The prophet had come down sick with some kind of fever, possibly from ingesting memories that were inconsistent with her own mind. At the end, she was lost, delirious, and convinced she would die alone, without the grace of the machine god to raise her spirit back. I think she just went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and forgot to eat food.
Yeah, you people do that. Oh, boy. All right.
And there's lots of math in that book.
I'm pretty sure I know what the answer is, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Is there anything else that I can glean from this particular manifesto? Other than the things that Chipper already said, and they put numbers in math, and then they ran out of numbers and just started putting weird squiggles?
Probably not.
Okay. Not really my specialty. I'll assume Chipper already wrung every tiny little nugget of knowledge out of this thing.
That's a fair assumption.
Okay.
And is rereading it to make sure she didn't miss anything.
All right.
Yeah. Time to pack. Let's go.
Yeah, no,
you're coming
right.
with
We're
us.
packing. We're going on a trip.
So, I don't know how well read the group of you are, but if you have read Stephen King's The Stand, this particular individual that wrote the journal, The Fourth Prophet of the Machine God, reads very much like the Trash Man.
That's disturbing.
Lost his ever-loving mind.
Okay.
But is
Wow.
absolutely fanatically loyal to the Machine God.
This is, manifesto might mean, I might need a stronger word. Can everybody try to remember? Because I can only remember a couple of the people that got their memories stolen. Did all of them have robot parts?
No.
Not
They did not.
Okay.
But you'll remember that you didn't get the memory device from the woman with the tattoo. You got it from the Murden.
Who had been using it inappropriately.
Indeed. You suspect that they took it from her when she died.
I believe it is a fact worth considering, but I don't believe we can make any kind of predictions or decisions based on that incredibly vague hunch. Alright, so everybody get your shit together. I'm gonna go talk to Mayor. Damn it, I already forgot her name again. I need to make a woman have a sign.
You write it down every single time. So she tells you. Why is her names the only names that you forget?
I don't know!
It's
Everybody else I
Cadbury.
know.
See, even Thalo remembers their name. And Thalo sucks with names.
Oh, I thought she was doing that on purpose. That's an accident?
He just called me Doug on several occasions.
Huh. Okay. I just thought she was being incredibly rude as usual. I'm sorry if that's some sort of tragic mental condition that you cannot remember anyone's names, Philo. Should we wear name tags? Would that help?
This is really funny because I said it wrong on purpose.
You did, but I won't know that.
Doran, for being honest, Doran does not remember her name either, so...
This poor woman must hate us.
She's gotta hate us bad.
Okay. Oh. Anyway, I'm gonna tell Mayor what's her name that we're gonna be
Andrew.
going out for Stitch.
Cadre.
Right. Mayor what's her name? And
Cadre.
Right. Oh, I remember. Mayor Cadbury Egg. That was her name.
Cadre.
all
That's
right,
what
well,
Cadbury Egg.
sure. I will tell Mayor Cadbury that we are going to a place to do a thing, I suppose.
We're gonna go
I'm not
loot.
entirely sure what we're planning on doing when we get there, actually. I mean,
We're going to Calpus to see if he's there, and if he's not, I'm gonna loot.
Chipper, don't pretend that you're not going to loot the place. There are no conditions under which you do not loot that place. Except for you being not merely dead, but decapitated, and your parts burned up into ashes, and those ashes sprinkled into running water. Otherwise, any other situation, we already know you loot the place.
That's just mean calling me out like that. So
Girl,
good.
I love you. I love you to bits and pieces, and this is a very valuable skill that you have. But
The bar, don't
You
be
got
mean to
15
Chip.
15 fingers, and every one of them's actually literally sticky.
Handlebar, stop being mean to Chip.
I washed my hands so they wouldn't be sticky.
Yes, but then you immediately go and start touching things again. Gloves or something. God.
Annabelle,
Also,
you do realize that they will just call you Handlebar, right?
Oh, I was going to pretend that I did not because I need her to be conscious for this trip so that she can help you if needed. Afterwards, however, bitch, I got a 2x4 with your name on it.
I'm gonna be packing a wagon to go.
So let's behave like professionals. Which we clearly are.
I'm never anything but a professional, thank you.
If I'm being honest, I'm like 90% sure that Annabelle and I are the only ones who do act professional most of the time.
Nope.
So,
Not gonna
Philo just like
Finish the
squints
quest.
at you.
finish the quest and then murder.
you
Yes,
can't.
yes, remember, burn last.
Annabelle, you cannot murder my boss. Because or else I won't get paid.
All right.
Is she paying you now? Because she...
No, currently I am working pro bono. So.
Ain't she already owe you back pay for like a year or something?
We?
I give him things I find sometime.
I really feel like you need to review your employment contract, Fist. Anyway.
What contract?
But there might be some extra benefits to be had. I mean, what with certain revelations last session.
I mean,
Oh boy.
sexual harassment in the workplace is not appropriate, Philo.
I would never.
I'm not sure if
dare
you were
you.
sexually harassing Radius or Fisto, exactly, but you was definitely Harrison. Those
All
are
right.
my thoughts.
Chip, do you need any help?
You need me help.
I would like to perform manual labor to get out of this conversation, please.
Any manual labor at all, thank you. You need something swept up. I will take care of it. Just get me out of here.
Shall I turn your shoes a different color?
All right. So, you guys pack up. You're taking, what, some wagons, I'm assuming? Is what you said?
I believe that we took 3 wagons and the Flintstones car when we went to the Arm.
2. You took 2 wagons and the Flintstones car.
2 wagons and the Flintstones car. Chip, do you think that's going to be a good setup to do again?
Yeah.
Alright, then we'll just do it the same way we did the first time.
Okay. You pack up and you head out. I have a group intrusion for you.
Oh,
Of course you do. Give it to me.
All right.
Here's with it.
The campus is about a half an hour outside of town. If you want, I can go to the map and we can show you where that is. We'll activate the big map here. And there. Everybody can see it. It's down into, yep, there you go. It's flashing, because yay, flashing, and virtual tabletops, woo-ha. Okay, so that is where you're going. You get about 15 minutes outside of Amber Keep. And the 4 of you need to make me a perception check.
oh good. A skill I am talented at.
Apparently same.
That's a 20.
Apparently I'm
Okay.
ignoring you guys so hard that I'm doing really well at perceiving, actually, because I got a 16.
I got a 3.
Okay, so everybody except Phalo, it is not early morning, but morning. You see sun is up in the sky. It's a fairly clear day. There are some small, almost hummingbird-looking like creatures, but larger. They're probably 6 or 8 inches rather than 2. Darting around, just not bothering you, but flitting around like this is where they normally do that sort of thing. And as you watch, the three of you note that one darts through an area in the air and turns from a bluish greenish color to bright orange when it hits a particular spot. And
Hey,
then it happens to another one, not quite the same spot, but it's flying along. It darts down and about 4 feet off the ground or so, it changes color and it flies off, and it's this bright orange.
point of order. Do they stay orange after departing from that location, or do they go back to their normal colors when they leave?
Yes, they stay orange.
Chipper, y'all said you were gonna put up like turrets and proximity doodahs and what? Did
Yes.
those turn wildlife orange by any chance?
I was about to ask the same thing.
Ayla
No,
was
they
asleep.
usually turn them into blood mist.
Cause I'm watching these dire hummingbirds and they keep spontaneously turning orange. I mean, it's weird enough that there are dire hummingbirds out here in the cold desert who seem very comfortable here, but they keep turning orange.
That's not my deuterinos.
Yeah, and you passed them a while ago. I mean, they're just right at the edge of town. So
Then
And
what
you're
how's that
you're
the
at
need
least
to
10,
seek
15 beyond
lizards?
them.
did my turrets
So there are
not
just
register
dire
as a threat?
hummingbirds outside.
The hummingbirds? No.
They're not a threat. My turrets only attack threats.
I
Ayla's
mean,
asleep,
they
probably like
Investigate
drooling
what's
under
turning
on.
them orange, or just keep heading onward.
it doesn't seem to be hurting them or anything. They just change colors.
They might just change colors because they can.
Hmm. Y'all scoured this place for scrap pretty good. You think you guys could have missed some kind of oddball out there? Even if it was a
Maybe.
dumb little thing that just turns stuff orange?
Could have.
I know we have something more important to do, but it is right next to town and we are leaving town and it's doing something weird. So before we go, Chip, can you make sure that that's not, I don't know, a giant orange bomb or something?
That would be a consideration. It is not.
I will go investigate whatever's
weird.
turning the hummingbirds orange.
You literally don't see anything. There's nothing. It appears there's nothing there. How close are you getting to that spot?
Close enough to turn orange myself, I guess? Because they want me to go investigate, so Chips is going to go investigate. I'm going to use Understanding Numenera, I guess.
Okay. You move close to that spot. I have a GM intrusion for you.
Of course you do. I will take it.
Do we take the XP if it was a group intrusion? I remember you did that, and I totally.
Yes, you
Yes.
do
Okay,
have
I need to put that in there.
You take 1 XP. Now, on your character sheet, the ciphers that are dimmed, breath replacement, crafter's eyes, fortified mind, replicator. Why are those dimmed?
They're dimmed because they're the ones that I dismantled. But
You
I
dismantled.
couldn't figure out how to delete them. So I just turned them gray to where I know that they don't exist.
Cool. Okay. Give me a random D4 roll.
Uh, 2?
Okay. Your cloaker begins. By the way, this is a GM intrusion, so you take 2 XP.
Yeah, I get one.
Give 1 away.
I will give the other one to Fisto because he's probably going to have to rescue me from whatever durance vial I'm into.
Okay. So several things happen. First off, your cloaker sparks and shatters.
And the bell!
Second thing, your mind twitches and you see what looks like a structural diagram of an organic brain and organs housed within a massive war machine. And when I say massive, this thing has to be 300 or 400 feet tall.
I want to take it apart.
It's there. It's a flash of an image of the most complex blueprint that you have ever seen, and then it's gone. And the left side of your body is now orange.
Only the left.
Oh,
Only the left.
That is.
land of ocean.
Like what you
Fisto,
did,
think you
Annabelle?
Fisto, you think you can lasso her or whatnot from there?
I'm
We shouldn't get any
Probably
closer, I
the-
don't think.
better option
I'm
would be
gonna
for me
whip
to-
out my journal and start drawing and sketching, desperately trying to remember the diagram that I just saw, because I want it.
Hang on. I don't know what she's doing, but she seems, irritated, but fine.
Right, here's what I'm thinking. I should just go in there and grab her. And whatever happens to me, her is probably going to happen to me. I can handle it, however.
Well, she's scribbling in her book again, so that's probably an indication she's still got her own brains and such like.
Right,
She is
right.
orange.
She's orange, exactly.
Are you moving before you scribble in your book, or
No!
okay?
Yeah, no! Idea! Pop in the head! No, scribble fast so I don't lose it.
Are you right or left-handed?
Yes.
Which hand are you writing with?
Left hand.
Okay, your journal does not turn orange.
I wouldn't care if it did as long as I could still read the text.
You don't know if you'd be able to or not.
I just have
I'm
a
gonna
weird
start walking
feeling about
back
what would
towards
happen
the-
with her right hand.
Yeah.
I will start walking back towards the group, still frantically writing.
That
I mean,
is what you can remember is going to be a level 8 check, intellect. You can ease it with understanding Numenera.
Okay?
Actually, let me read. Yeah, you can ease it with understanding Numenera, and then however else you want to ease it.
Okay, I will ease it with understanding Numenera. Because I'm trained in that, so that'll ease it 8 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mathing, hang on.
It was just a flash.
I am going to throw 2 levels of effort at it.
Okay. That is down to a 5. No, a 5. 15 or better.
And I'm going to get my special dice out.
Of course,
19!
Good grief. Okay. Yep. So what you managed to scribble is a theory about connecting biological matter to mechanical parts, similar to the focus fuses flesh to steel. Not that you gain that focus, and not that you necessarily gain a skill, but think of it like a Numenera plan seed, right? You gain the beginning of an idea of how, if you choose to develop it, you could eventually fuse flesh to steel.
I will finish taking my notes and I will put my journal away.
okay, she's done. Chipper, you feel okay?
I got a headache.
Right.
Stop
Chip, I'm
shouting.
coming to grab you.
Philo, I swear to God,
Stop
Philo.
shouting. Oh, whoa. Chips not orange.
You
Welcome back to the team.
She was asleep.
around the Wilkins there, fellow.
Chipper, does it hurt or anything? Do you need healing?
Do you need me to come grab you? I'll come grab you.
Okay.
I don't recommend it because you might turn orange.
So do you think
Absolutely
whatever it is
not.
that's turning stuff orange is dangerous somehow?
No.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it, because I wouldn't know any better either way. I'll take a minus on all my Numenera checks, so
Let's go
I'll
get
take your
it.
word for it. We can get back on the road now. Thank you, Chipper, for assuaging my concerns about the color-changing dire hummingbirds.
Yep. When
Also-
I get away, do I stop being orange after a bit, or is this like a permanent thing?
You don't know, and no, you do not stop being orange when you get away from it.
But they kept turning orange and then not being orange.
No, they stayed orange.
The birds stayed orange.
I
But,
don't like this.
I mean, we've only been standing here for about 2 minutes, so...
Well, we'll see what happens in the future. Not that it matters. I'm usually covered in oil anyway, so.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Let's go find Radius.
I guess now you don't need to worry about no face tattoos. You are colorated. Very
I still want
distinctly.
it.
We're not going to let you get a face tattoo.
You're not my daddy.
I'm not saying no face tattoos. I'm saying
It's not
don't get
exact
the face
face
tattoo we
tattoo.
found on the dead lady until we're sure it's not going to horrifically bind your soul to some sort of bewildering elder machine god.
Contagious, is it?
You
Sailor,
say it like that'd be a bad
No,
thing.
Sailor, why don't you touch her to see if it is or not?
No, blue and orange clash.
I mean, blue and orange do clash. So, as you continue along, you eventually crest a hill and you see a massive rocky eruption from the land that looks something like a giant water jar. Um, it's about 600 feet in diameter at its widest and stands about 800 feet high. Despite the water jar like appearance, the top does not look like it opens into a hollow interior. Instead, the summit is rocky, but for a few metallic protuberances. And it looks like it's completely made of stone. But as you get close, when you finally reach it, you realize that it's actually a composite. It's a shaped rocky matrix that looks like it's reinforced with a webbing of pliable metal. And as you wander around, you eventually come across what looks to be a large oval portion of softer material that periodically opens and closes almost like it's breathing. And it looks like this.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, the characters in the foreground are not quite the same as you, but that's more or less what you see. And that is where we will end for the day.
I would.
Very
Into
good.
the Calpus, and we'll find out what's inside next time. Thanks everybody for joining us. We really appreciate it. We're a small channel, we know, and we don't have a whole lot of content, but what we do, we love doing. So thanks for joining us. If you missed something or you want to check it out again, feel free to check out our YouTube channel. You can look us up at Angel Citadel. and find both this and the other live plays that we've done, and any live plays that we do in the future. Other than that, the one announcement that I think we do have is that come September, we will be participating in CypherCon. That is a online convention that one of our affiliate or friend sites, not affiliate, but some old friends of ours are putting on in conjunction with Monty Cook Games. I'll be running some games there, one Numenera and another one that's going to be a cyberpunk game. So come check it out. There's lots of slots open for GMs, and registration for playing should start here soon, I believe. August, I think it is. So come check it out. It's going to be a blast. You can check them out at Cypher Unlimited, and their server should be, I believe you can search that up as a Discord server and find that, or you can chase them down via their YouTube channel, or Moonbeam is another way that they're broadcasting now. They've also got a Twitch channel as well. So come check that out, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks for more Slaves of the Machine God. Until then, from our Citadel to yours, happy gaming.
Bye.
Bye.